Yeah, I think it is. Because look at this. There's a lot of that. So we're on the addition part now, and this is pretty tired. But I think what we can do is make it's the parts that are solid are really solid. So it's got a base that's strong, but it's just kind of coming apart. So I think what we can do is make a jig where, like in this particular case, we would mount part of the jig on one good side and another good side. It would have a vertical leg to it, and it would just span between the 2 points, and then we would fill in with some patching material. And then same thing on the top, like where this is really poor in the middle, we'd mount a vertical jig here with a leg going across to this side on both sides, and then we would just fill in the middle and just pour it and fill it in, and that would give us the basic shape. And then we can come in here and patch in between. So we do the same thing here. We go from one side to the other side with the vertical leg, clamp it on the good parts, and fill in the bad parts, and then we have a horizontal leg underneath it as well. Just fill that in. We could do that kind of all the way around and just make different small versions of that very simple jig for the various parts, and then just patch as you go. And like that one's really bad. And then I think we can use a binding agent, they call it like moose milk, and paint it on to the existing material first, then patch it, then go over it probably with an elastomeric silicone based roofing compound that comes in those 55-gallon drums. They use it on flat roofs, and just because it doesn't really matter if it, and you can get it white or cream or whatever, but maybe that's what we do instead of putting caps on the top, because I don't think we have enough money to cap these things, and I don't know if you really need to. Let's just patch it. Yeah, look at all this material. So that came off the cap and just blew over here, and that's bonkers. So let's just repair it, and we can get going on this pretty quickly, and I think it'll be a lot better. Yeah, we'll get that. It's just big chunks coming off the sides there. It certainly looks worse, but you start actually getting your hands on it, it's pretty stable. And I think we'll kind of look at the color that we can get for that silicone-based elastomeric product. And like here, we would just probably make let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we would make like a jig that just went there and there on each side, and then just fill in the middle, and come in here, grab all this loose stuff, and then tie it all together before we coated the whole thing. And I think we'd be fine. It certainly looks really rough, but it's way sturdier, like grabbing onto it, than I thought. So yeah, just a lot of little patches, but we could probably make up like half a dozen of those little jigs, and for the various parts, and then just span over the gaps, patch it up, do our little patches, and then come back the next day and move the jigs over a little bit, and just hit the pieces as we can do it. And then I think we could probably paint this from the top, very carefully. While we're doing it, we can get everybody to park elsewhere, kind of mask that off, maybe cone it or something. But yeah. All right, well, that's the addition part. I think we can tackle this though without putting metal caps on it or anything like that. I think we can do it. Thanks.